on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartender, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS. Quick, I'm on television.
I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone. You just have to download the app.
All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, post-hurricane transformation. The Prime Minister updating Parliament on restoration efforts in Ragged Island. Fraud charges. 4 females faced fraud-related charges in the magistrate's court today. Fitness craze. One woman's passion for dance leading residents to keep fit.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC every day.
With the start of the 2018 Atlantic hurricane season less than 3 months away, Bahamians are being encouraged to prepare early for any natural disaster. Good Friday evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Welcome to First at 6, and thanks for starting your weekend off with us. This year's hurricane season finds residents of the southern Bahamas still reeling from the impact of last year's hurricane season, namely residents of Ragged Island. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis updated Parliament on hurricane restoration in Ragged Island earlier this week, and he noted that the well-known Rocky Mountain Institute has completed techno-economic modeling for the Ragged Island electrical grid known as the Homer model. He maintains his government is committed to making Ragged Island a model for renewable energy.
Homer models are widely accepted as one of the most trusted and advanced methods for modeling the addition of renewable energy resources into existing microgrids. The proposed solar array and battery storage system will provide 95% of Ragged Island's electrical needs, with the existing diesel generators remaining functional for backup power when solar production falls short due to bad weather. The budget for the proposed system is $2 million US. Savings incurred from reduced fuel consumption and operating costs will be roughly $270,000 per year, achieving system payback in less than 6 years.
The Department of Immigration has created a complaints and corruption unit with the view of sniffing out irregular practices within the department. Minister of Immigration, the Honorable Brent Simonet, made the announcement in Parliament this week, explaining that the new unit will be possibly headed by a senior police officer and be accompanied by an anonymous hotline. Minister Simonet made the comments as he addressed an aggressive push to eliminate backlogs that leave residency and other applications in limbo for an extended period of time.
Close to 275,000 files from one location to the other, made sure they're in the correct order, and make sure we have a proper registry, which I hope at the end of the day will end this continuous vexing problem that's happened, so as not to be political, for many years, that files cannot be found or are missing or whatever. So we hope to have that in order so that we can have a proper registry with access, a controlled access, and we move forward.
Now to news from the courts. 4 women faced a magistrate today charged with a serious crime. 27-year-old Celicia Bannister of Cottonwood Street, 23-year-old Bradleisha Bullard of Washington Street, 59-year-old Alice Murphy of Nassau Village, and 27-year-old Anthony Bowleg of St. Vincent Road were all charged in the Magistrates Court in South Street today for stealing by reason of employment. The women are accused of stealing more than $500,000 from battery and tire specialist on Arundel Street. Police say the women, who are all cashiers at the company, made false entry into the company's software system over a 2-year period. They pleaded not guilty to the charges and were granted bail. Bowleg and Murphy were also charged with conspiracy to commit stealing by reason of employment and pleaded not guilty to the charge. The 4 women also faced a string of other charges, which include falsification of accounts and laundering the proceeds of criminal conduct. Bannister, who faced 37 counts, was also charged with receiving. She pleaded not guilty to the charge. The women were all remanded to the Department of Corrections and are expected to return to court on June 7th for trial. Well, we're just getting started. First at 6, Labor on the Blocks is heading to Windsor Park this weekend. That story and more on the next side of the break.
We know you live for the adrenaline-pumping action. That's why we've brought you more stunning, crystal-clear HD channels. We respect your loyalty and passion. That's why we're giving you total control to record to the cloud, rewind, and even pause every play. We also know that you love a great adventure. And that's why we're bringing you the widest selection of video-on-demand titles to choose from. We've gone all out to bring you more channels, HD quality, and total control. So go all out for Flow TV. This is how we do TV. This is how we flow.
Every dream needs a gentle push. Every tomorrow needs a warm embrace. Every ambition needs hope to take flight and the faith to pursue a unique goal. At Commonwealth Bank, we make it happen for you. Today, tomorrow, and into the future. Commonwealth Bank. Everything we do it for you.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
After hosting 4 successful Labor on the Blocks job fairs, the Department of Labor's next job fair will be held tomorrow on Windsor Park. That's on East Street and Wolf Road, starting at 11 a.m. Saturday's event is geared to residents in the constituencies of St. Barnabas, Englerston, Centerville, Freetown, and Marathon. Deputy Director of Labor Putrenda Bryce said in a statement that Labor officials encourage all businesses to partner with the Labor Department's Public Employment Services Unit by participating in the Labor on the Blocks initiatives. Now, persons who plan to attend tomorrow's Labor on the Blocks job fair is asked to bring along their National Insurance Board card and a valid government-issued ID, such as a passport or voter's card. Well, Bahamas Striping enhancing the Sir Sidney Poitier Bridge. Managing Director of the organization, Alan Albury, says the company is very happy to have the opportunity to conduct this project.
Today is really a symbolic day for us as a company. We're actually thermal striping the bridge, the Paradise Island Bridge, and what's exciting for us is the fact that, you know, years ago when this bridge was initially striped, a foreign company was brought in to carry out the work, and we're really excited that today the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies has been given an opportunity by the Bridge Authority and to come out. We have an all-Bahamian crew here, and it symbolizes what is possible in our country when Bahamians are given opportunity.
Acting General Manager of the Bridge Authority, Tony Smith, says Bahamas Striping's reputation is what led them to selecting the company to conduct this project.
Bahamas Striping has garnered a reputation in the last few years for doing high-quality work, and given the nature of this project, we wanted a company that was Bahamian, had solid Bahamian roots, and they have certainly demonstrated that they have that, and they also have the wherewithal to deliver on this kind of project, and we thought it would be a good idea to select them for this exercise.
On to other national news. First at 6, hundreds paraded through the streets of the capital to raise awareness to the importance of forests in the country. It was a part of activities celebrating Forestry Week. Other activities included a roundtable discussion on forest and sustainable cities, tree planting initiatives, and school visits. Forestry Officer Injira Miller says the importance of forests cannot be underestimated.
Forests provide us with oxygen, they take away the bad carbon dioxide, they provide us with food, shelter, sustainable livelihoods. Remember, the straw that we use in our forests, the straw from our forests is what is used to make straw bags and all of those nice things that tourists come here to buy. Significant benefits.
Also participating in the motorcade was the new Junior Minister of the Environment, Carmita Barry. The 17-year-old student of C.R. Walker High School walked away with the title this week after competing against 39 students. She described the competition as fierce.
To win this competition, I had to complete several tasks. The first was to take pictures of 20 native flora and fauna, and then we had a speech competition at the end explaining or trying to convince everybody that the environment is important.
Well, one woman's passion for dance has led to hundreds on a fitness craze. Even Arcia Scatterly joined in as she continues her March Madness fitness tour.
Mighty Bagayo loves to dance. The Cuban native, who was once a professional dancer, was determined not to give up that love despite relocating to the Bahamas. She started out teaching a Latin cardio fitness class, but it was a suggestion by one of her students that led her to Zumba.
So I was like, you know what? Let me try it. So I went and I did it. And right now, in the Bahamas wasn't that popular, but now it's getting very popular and everybody loving it.
And
it's
why
dancing.
do you think that is?
Because it's fun. It's like you coming to a party. It's like, it's not a cardio exercise that you go side to side and step clap. No, you go and whine and shake and have fun with music's up to date, and also Latin music, new rhythm, new way of dancing. And they love it. And we are Caribbean. We have it in our blood.
5 years later, Mighty now teaches 10 classes a week and has watched this form of exercise become increasingly popular here in the Bahamas. So much so that at least 4 of her students are now Zumba instructors as well. But what does a Zumba workout entail?
Everything. First of all, your heart is a cardio. Also work your middle part, at least in my class, because I do a lot of whining, all of that. A lot of bending knees, like squat type, works your leg. It's very complete. We do arms, it works your arms. It's fun. It's like a party. I say, let's go have a party. We turn off the lights, put color lights on, and we just dance. For 45 minutes, we just dance.
The goal for Mighty when you leave her class is simple.
When you finish this Zumba class, if you came like this stressed from work, you leave with a smile in your lips. So it's good. It's very good. I think people who likes to dance and don't like to dance should come to Zumba because they will love it.
And who knows, you might be inspired enough to follow in Mighty's footsteps and become the country's next Zumba instructor. Or not. But for now, the madness continues. Sia Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
Sounds great, Siaska. I think I may take up that offer. Well, stay with us. Sports is up next with Charles Fisher.
This was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Financial dreams only become a reality when we make the commitment to ourselves and our financial future. Let Leno help you bridge your dream into a reality. Leno Corporate Services offer individual retirement plans, pension administration, investment management, brokerage and trading, accounting, payroll, and corporate services.
Leno, bridging possibilities. Contact us at 396-3225.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat,
and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on pastry.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your TGIF Look at Sports. The weekend is here, and yes, the Carifta Track and Field Championships are just 1 week away. The festivities will get started with a banquet next week, Thursday.
It's a black tie affair. Tickets at $150. We still have some tickets you can sell. We're trying to find some clubs who's going to buy into tables, ads, especially with the Carifta team being named now. We're looking for them to take out some ads congratulating their athletes and Team Bahamas. But the ball is going to be on the 29th, which is a Thursday. And of course, we know it's being held in honor of the late Dr. Bernard J. Nottage. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band is going to be the main entertainment. We're going to have in attendance Lord Sebastian Coe from the IAAF, along with Victor Lopez from NACAC, and the Prime Minister is going to be bringing remarks, as well as the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture.
Friday is the opening ceremony. Then come that Saturday, competition will begin. Megan Moss, the defending under-17 girls 40-meter champion, Letitia Miller, Tanisha Floyd, and Chima Johnson, they are all ready to rumble.
Hopefully, I would like to run 53.36 or faster to break Shawnee Miller's record in the 400 meters. And for the 200 meters, I'd like to dip under 24 seconds.
My expectation is 2:08. That's what I'm training towards. But the competition, I know the competition will be strong. Jamaica is coming with a strong team, so I'm just going out there to win a gold for my country.
It was a great opportunity and accomplishment for me making the team. I've been training very hard to make this team.
I feel as if I deserve to win because the practice, all the hard time, determination I put in, I feel as if I deserve to win this year.
Bernard Rowe will have the distinction of being the first-time coach, and he's up to the task.
This is my fourth Carifta team, first a head coach, but it is difficult, and once you familiar with what it is you have to do and what you have to be on top of, it's manageable. It's a big team, it's an 80-member team, and it's become difficult because you have a number of variables. You have athletes with different excitement, with different dedication, with different goals, and all of that has to be managed. Some athletes are more serious than others. A couple of them would be a little distraction, but we have to manage all of that and keep them focused.
As for the makeup of this year's 80-member team,
I've seen a group of excited athletes. They are ready to go. They've trained, they've prepared from September. Now they're ready to compete and do our country proud. The area that we need to pay attention, I think, would be our relay teams, our 4x1s, simply because they are a group of athletes from different places, different islands, and we have to find a way to bring them together and make them one cohesive unit as if they've been doing this together for months. Going into these games, I'm excited about the off-field athletes, the jumpers, the throwers. They would do well again. The coaches have been doing an excellent job with those athletes, and they will continue to do well. We expect great results from them.
Let's now go to bowling, where the Bahamas Bowling Federation getting set to send various teams to some major international competition. And Clayton Gardner says all hands are on deck.
Practices have been going very well, so it's not just league. No, you got to come out to practice and you got to perform, and certainly that's what it's all about, because obviously you know as well as I do that the more you practice, the more work you put in, the better the results will be, and that's what we're looking for: good, solid results for this first team that's going to the Dominican Republic, and then later on in the year.
That has been your first look at sports on a Friday. We'll have much more coming up at 7. Until then, enjoy your day.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Fabulous living. You just can't get enough of exciting travel, of sensational adventures, of delicious food, of great homes, and never enough good friends. Fabulous living, Bahamian style. We do it all.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Now you can watch the ZNS network of channels absolutely free. That's right, ZNS is now broadcasting 3 separate channels, free to air on Channel 13. One channel has the regular ZNS TV HD programming. One is the Parliamentary channel, and one is the 24/7 television community page. These channels may be accessed simply by attaching either a rabbit ears antenna or an indoor amplified antenna to the RF input connector on the back of your digital television or flat screen TV. Once the antenna is connected, select TV mode and choose Auto Scan, and your TV will automatically pick up Channel 13 at no charge. Once you're on Channel 13, just use the channel selector to go to each of the 3 ZNS free channels. Antennas are available on many sites online. Free TV, ZNS brings it back to you.
The Ministry of Health wishes to advise members of the public that prevention is key during this flu season. Practicing good cough hygiene can make the difference between you and your loved ones getting the flu or spreading the influenza virus. Good cough hygiene habits include covering your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing, and proper disposal of the tissue in a trash bin. Coughing or sneezing into your upper sleeve near your inner elbow and not your hands when a tissue is not available. Avoiding the use of handkerchiefs and towels as they hold germs, becoming a nest for the virus. And frequently washing your hands with soap and water, which is listed as one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and passing the virus on to others. If you have any questions about how to practice good cough hygiene to avoid catching or spreading the flu, contact your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Fontaine, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS. Quick, I on television.
I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone. You just have to download the app.
All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay.
With information moving at lightning speed, you need a compelling newscast that will bring it all to you. We've got a team of reporters covering all angles, experienced meteorologists, and the best in sports you can't find anywhere else. So tag along with me, LaDawn Davis, weeknights at 7 for news as it happens right here on the People's Station.
What you see and hear on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The Code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcast by this station. The code is available on the IRCA website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 1-242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
In news from the region, Jamaica's newly appointed Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson, says the states of public emergency now in place in 2 parishes are progressing apace, and the operations are assisting in reducing murders. A slew of murders and rampant crime in parts of the southeastern parish of St. Catherine prompted authorities to declare a state of public emergency on Sunday, on the heels of a state of public emergency in St. James, which was declared in January and has been extended until May 2nd. Gaston Brown was sworn in as Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda for the 2nd time on Thursday, following his landslide victory in Wednesday's general election. According to preliminary results, Brown's Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party defeated the main opposition United Progressive Party 15-1, while the Bermuda People's Movement secured 1 seat. After a brief ceremony at Government House, Brown told reporters that the ABLP had a very good campaign in the run-up to the polls. His cabinet was also sworn in Thursday afternoon. And United States Customs and Border Protection officers conducting ferry outbound operations at the Pan American Dock in Puerto Rico, working jointly with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Homeland Security Investigations, seized over $844,000 hidden inside 16 smart televisions. CBP officers selected a Ford F-800 truck with Puerto Rico license plates for an intensive examination after a preliminary non-intrusive inspection revealed certain anomalies. CBP officers later seized the currency and detained the driver.
Time now for weather.
Well, in our first check of weather, a nice shot of some cruise ships leaving out of the harbor. Beautiful conditions around. High pressure continues to dominate. That kept our temperatures rather warm today. We got up into the mid-70s, well, mild if you want to call it. Overnight low was at 63. Currently outside our studios, we're in the low 70s, 73 outside our studios with just a few passing clouds. The winds are still out of the north-northwest at 7 miles per hour. Humidity very dry, 49%. Your barometric pressure, 1,060 millibars. That's 30.17 inches, and it's on the rise. That's a first look at weather. More weather is still to come.
That does it for First at 6. It's time now for a check on stories making news around the Northern Bahamas.
Standing room only last night for Oban's first town meeting. Relief coming for road users in Hannah Hill. And beekeepers swarming toward a big milestone.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, tempers flared last night as residents turned out for Oban Energy's first town meeting to discuss the proposed $4.5 billion project for East End. Supporters of the project and those in opposition went head-to-head in a heated exchange during discussions at the St. Nicholas Church Hall in High Rock. For officials of Oban, it was an opportunity to gauge the views of residents regarding the project to be located 1.5 miles east of the Saddle facility. Kimberly Mullings was there.
The president of Oban Energy is taking time to address a room overflowing with various members of the community. Satpal Dana opened the meeting by addressing the daunting question of what took Oban Energy so long to meet with residents and stakeholders on the island. He said that the wait was intentional. Oban did not want to openly discuss a project that wasn't tangible without having real commitments from the Bahamian government and other shareholders. He also made commitments of his own to Bahamians.
Every first consultation we have will start here in East Grand Bahama. So the information we release, the technical team, the discussions that we have around our environmental strategy, our engineering design will start here because this is the people it affects the most. So that's my first promise to you. The second one I'll make is my job to give you the opportunity with this project to assess it based on information and facts and to be the first to apply for the jobs, to sign up to the training.
Those in attendance were given the opportunity to field questions and concerns to the president of Oban. East Grand Bahama native Pastor Cecil Kemp is fully supporting the Oban Energy's project and says it has been a long time coming for the settlement.
There are people who came here with an orchestrated effort to destroy and stop this. That can't happen. Let me give the people a strong message. With all respect to all who visited, let us deal with our affairs. What are we more concerned about to those who are concerned about the environment? What is more important, push down some trees or the lives of people?
Another East End native, Phil Thomas, shared a similar view.
Most of these people who should making noise in the market, they don't have no ties. He said they might retire here. They don't spend the money here. When it comes to the environment, that's how I make my living. I grew up on the water. I got a grandson, he loved to fish. You know what it is to dive. I was talking with Kroger lobster. I dive around, Storewide, I used to wait there. And you, in that harbor, I used to dive enough lobster to feed the whole compound.
Bahamas Initiative Manager with the Bahamas Bonefish and Tarpon Trust, Justin Lewis, was concerned about the environmental impact assessment.
Why was there a heads of agreement signed prior to a proper EIA put in place? And within that heads of agreement, you can only be fined by the government if something was to happen, $3.5 million. $3.5 million can't fix anything. It's just the bonefish union itself contributes in excess of $141 million annually.
Dunna says that Oban was informed that in order for an EIA to be conducted, they needed to consult with the Best Commission, an independent body that reviews and approves them.
The Best Commission were not permitted to meet with us or refused to meet with us until an EIA, until a heads of agreement was signed. So we followed a process that was dictated to us by the consultants that we have. And now we have had a site visit from the Best Commission. We have had our scoping meeting. But the key point is this project will not proceed until an EIA is done, the mitigations are put in place, and an independent body appointed by the government you've elected determine this is safe to proceed with and protects the environment in the best possible way.
Oban Energy's president, Dana, says fines will be levied against Oban if there is damage to the environment. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Members of the local government East Grand Bahama Council were also in attendance. Chief Councilor Donovan Bowe says the meeting was necessary given the recent controversy. Officials say last night's meeting was the first of a series of meetings planned for Grand Bahama. Oban officials also announced that they plan to open an office in the Seahorse Plaza in Lucaya within the next 60 days. Now, residents in Hannah Hill getting some relief this afternoon as the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama fulfilling a campaign promise that will make their daily commutes a whole lot easier. Residents in the community known as Andrestown in Hannah Hill, 8 Mile Rock, looking on as a major pain in their daily commute was addressed. Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Aram Lewis, says that during his campaign efforts, he discovered the roads in horrible conditions and made a determination that something must be done.
I'm sure they spent a lot of money on car repair and even just the torture of having to drive through at such a slow speed because of the nature of the cavities and the caverns in the road. So I made a commitment, not a government commitment, but as a member of parliament, to see how I could alleviate the problem. I partnered with private corporate bodies. Bahama Rock was gracious enough to donate, to fill, and I hired a small operator, equipment operator, to spread it out. One of the challenges that we have in the area is that the roads are not government road. So we don't have the authority to go in and pave them as swiftly as we would have loved to done it, but we're going to seek to find a way to get it done.
These residents were all smiles as they saw the road being filled in. They say they have lived in the community for many years now, and the conditions were becoming unbearable.
I am elated because we was waiting for this a long time, so I'm happy.
Now my car could keep clean. I tired of walking, and especially the holes right there. When you get down in them, all the water will splash up on the car, not on the side, on the car. So my car was never clean, so I go to work with dirty car. So I am thankful, grateful to Mr. Lewis and his team for doing this for us. Really grateful.
Kevin Walgus of the 8 Mile Rock East Township says that this is what it's all about, putting smiles on the faces of the residents whom they serve.
To see them actually with all the smiling faces today, actually seeing that the road is being repaired, to a much better state, feels really good. Becoming, coming into local government, understanding that, some of the cries of the public is a very interesting thing, and then to be able to have a relationship with your member of parliament, that he can understand that, he has the local man cry, so to speak.
Now, Lewis notes that the Minister of Works will be on Grand Bahama within the next 3 weeks, and he is expected to tour other areas within the community.
There are quite a bit of roads like this, gravel path. Of course, they may have started as footpath, and they develop into traffic thoroughfares. So again, there are access to the properties, and even though these are not government road, these are Bahamian citizens, and they live in the Bahamas, so we have to make it as easy as possible for them. The paved roads along the Bayshore Road area of Hebron Town and Baldwin Hill area, they are also heavily damaged as a result of traffic movement as well as hurricanes. So paperwork is already in motion, and as the Minister spoke about in Parliament last week, it is on the agenda.
Lewis says that 100 tons of fill was donated and more is on the way. The Ministry for Grand Bahama, in partnership with the Bahamas Development Bank and AICA, celebrating a major milestone with the Grand Bahama Beekeepers Society Limited. 12 weeks after the program was launched comes a new product that is expected to hit the market soon. Shashina Rowe-Farquharson has more.
A huge milestone for Grand Bahama, as those who are now part of the Grand Bahama Beekeepers Society Limited now have their first jar of honey to display. Minister of State for Grand Bahama congratulating the team of young persons who were trained in honey making and beekeeping.
But in addition to forming their business, they have already began their production. And so I'm pleased that I'm actually holding in my hand a honey jar that I hope to see on the food store markets, and I hope to see in other businesses and hotels, and I hope to see even on an international level.
He says the group has now formed a business and they're almost at the end of training. Thompson adds that this program isn't about just finding jobs, but instead creating entrepreneurs.
From what I've seen here, they have an excellent product, and so we are inviting all Bahamians, all Grand Bahamians, to find their product. Look for the Grand Bahama Beekeepers Cooperative Society Limited and buy their products.
Justin Stirrup from the Bahamas Development Bank says he's proud that they have now moved to full-scale commercial operations, while Shakara Lightbourne shares how proud she is of the team.
I am very pleased with all the reports that I have received of the students' performance, and now I am looking forward, really looking forward to working with you for the next 3 years, because this is a 3-year commitment to ensure that you have the technical support, the financial support to be successful. And so, welcome to the Bahamas Development Bank.
Considering that they are unemployed or working part-time, they came every day and they worked hard. So over the last 12 weeks, I would have seen them go through processes of getting stung by bees to the point where one of their lips was swollen to 3 or 4 times the size. But some of them, they just kept rolling with the punches and came back the next day and the next week.
Beekeeper Katrina Cooper has been part of the program from day one and admits that even though she has been stung many times from the bees, this exciting journey is one that she is forever grateful for.
And it's made us appreciate our government and appreciate the people that are actually helping us, because as young people, you usually don't have people really rooting for you. So to have a whole mass of people like really rooting for you and saying, go, 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 we want you to actually prosper and be something in life, it's a very good feeling.
Shashina Rolf-Farquharson, ZNS Network News.
In news from the courts, 3 Irish men arrested at a resort in Lucaya and charged with overstaying their time in the Bahamas. The men reportedly arrived in the Bahamas via London in February and were admitted for a period of 9 days. Yesterday, Thomas Delaney, 34, Garvin Carl Sleece, 38, and 53-year-old Patrick O'Connor all appeared before Magistrate Rangan Johnson to answer to the charge of overstaying. They all pled guilty and were convicted and ordered to pay a fine of $3,000 or spend 6 months behind bars. The men all paid their fines and were turned over to the Immigration Department, who will be responsible for their departure out of the country. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Dolly Madison's Storewide Easter sale is this Wednesday and Thursday.
Wait, what you doing? I packing up my things. I tired of you promising me to paint this place, buy me a bedroom set and a front room set and a big screen TV. I tired of it.
And I tell you, wait, no Dolly Madison Storewide Easter sale.
But they're not coming then.
March 28th and 29th. Just the time for me to draw. See here. Front room set, bedroom set, whirlpool appliances, ace, paint, and big screen TV model.
Oh, Junior, I'm so sorry. What I could ever do to make this up to you, Junior?
You know what I want. Hey, you know what I want. I want something sweet. Fix me over potato bread.
Dolly Madison's Storewide Easter Sale is this Wednesday and Thursday, March 28th and 29th. Open till 7 p.m.
Come on down now.
It's Tico T and El Pinko's birthday bash featuring Young Jeezy. Saturday, March 31st, Gombe Park. Tickets sold at all Fluid Factory locations. Tune in this Sunday at 1 for the funeral service of the late Lady Laurie Miller on the ZNS Television Network.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Marcos City constituency gearing up to host a cultural fair this weekend. Residents are expected to be entertained with Bahamian music and feast on a variety of Bahamian food and enjoy activities. The Member of Parliament for Marcos City, the Honorable Michael Pintard, Chairman of the Marcos City Association, Harold Adderley, and Chief Counselor Kendall Comer are encouraging the entire community to come out.
Vendors, persons who are in the culinary arts, performers. We are expecting that we would have residents from throughout Grand Bahama come to Marcos City to support the various artists, culinary artists, performers from Marcos City tomorrow, Saturday, the 24th of March, right here on Mary Star Park.
It's an opportunity, what we call it, come and taste and see. You know, but speak about tasting a part of Grand Bahama. But we want the whole body of Grand Bahama to come out and come and taste and see here in Marcos City what we are made of and what we are qualified and able to do.
It's an opportunity for all of them to come out and help expand the economy, at least for one day. They could come up, make some funds. We know things are being slow, and the residents should be quite happy that Mr. Pintard has created a venue for them to come out.
The fair starts at 12 noon. Event coordinators are Lorraine Forbes and Toshia Francois.
We'll have native Bahamian desserts, coconut tarts, pineapple tarts of the such, and we will also have what we call Bahamian thing. We would have a session where we would have children doing the egg and spoon race.
Dolly Boy, Blackout, aka Akeem. We have Tomlinson Youth Choir and Natasha Harvey. And we have an open mic section where any new artist can feel free to touch the mic.
ZNS Northern Service getting ready for the annual Fun Run Walk tomorrow in celebration of Healthy Lifestyles Month. Proceeds from the Fun Run Walk will go to the Down Syndrome Association on Grand Bahama. Chairman of the association, Wendy Hanna, says they are grateful for the assistance.
We can all benefit from this initiative, including our members who living a healthy lifestyle is indeed an added challenge that they have. We've been in existence since 2012, and since that date, our goal has been to increase the awareness and promote inclusion of our members into the larger society. And indeed, Grand Bahama has shown us great support and great love to this end. And I have every confidence that Grand Bahama will continue to support us as we benefit from the proceeds of this organization.
Following the walk, a health fair will be held on the ground floor of the Harold de Gregory Building. Coordinator Allison Smith.
We encourage you all to come on out. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to have the regular fruits and waters available for you, so you don't have to worry about that. We're going to have, like I said, the police presence, and the EMS will be there. in case someone decides they're going to challenge Ricardo. And so just come on out and support.
And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Welcome. John from Freeport sent this question. It seems like whenever I travel, I often get diarrhea and a bad stomach upset. Is this something I should be concerned about? What you're describing, John, could be a condition that we refer to as traveler's diarrhea. Thanks for such a timely question, especially since many of us travel overseas for family vacations during these summer months. It occurs in a significant amount of people who travel to foreign countries where the climate, social conditions, or sanitary standards and practices are different from yours at home. It usually begins abruptly during your trip or shortly after you return home. Most cases improve within 1 to 2 days without treatment and clear up completely within a week. However, you can have multiple episodes during one trip. The most common signs and symptoms are sudden onset of passage of 3 or more loose stools daily, an urgent need to have a bowel movement, stomach cramps, nausea and vomiting, and fever. In the majority of cases, traveler's diarrhea clears up in a few days, but if it doesn't, it's time to see a doctor. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, Ricardo Lightborn is up next with a check on sports.
This portion of the news is brought to you by In Style Boutique. Be fashionable, be trendy, be in style.
When you need a warm, filling meal, head to KFC for a hot, juicy, flaky chicken pot pie. Individual sized, freshly baked, chunky chicken pot pie loaded with tender pieces of delicious KFC chicken, green peas, hearty carrots, potatoes, and a thick and savory home-style sauce. Covered with a golden crust. Chicken pot pie. Available at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
You already know what it is, homie. It's your boy, that's Fry Young. Million City, Mr. Bring the whole city out.
It's gonna snow in Freeport when the Passport Gang proudly presents the Snowman, Young Jeezy, live in concert.
What it do with the business is your boy J Double.
Oh yeah, for Tico T and El Pinko's birthday bash on Saturday, March 31st. It's the weekend at Goombay Park. All of Freeport and all the family islands are coming out for Young Jeezy live in concert.
It's gonna be some money throwing about.
With music by the Passport Gang, Tico T, King Diano, Kiki Fire, Excitement, Slanks, and more. And hosted by Big Pun. Tickets are $30 general, $60 VIP, $125 all access. Purchase tickets at all Fluid Factory locations. Doors open at 10 p.m. to Goombay Park. Saturday, March 31st. For the Tico T and El Pinko Easter Weekend Birthday Bash with Young Jeezy.
If you ain't there, you ain't nowhere.
Sponsored by Heineken, Tennessee, Moet, Fluid Factory, Top It Off, Premier Lounge, Oban Entertainment, 100 Jams, Grand Bahama Homecoming.
Need I say more?
Grand Bahama, get ready. It's the best of the best in high school basketball. The 2018 Bahamas National High School Basketball Championships presented by the ILKS Foundation from Freeport, Grand Bahama. Opening ceremony March 23rd, and on March 26th, the 2 final teams will battle for the championship. Question is, who will take home this year's title?
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.
Live opening ceremony and championship game coverage of the 2018 Bahamas National High School Basketball Championships presented by the ILKS Foundation on the ZNS Television Network.
The Flow Carifta Games Bahamas 2018 featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junkanoo. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The Flow Carifta Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there. Everybody, welcome to Sports Is Friday. Craig wanted to go to Pepper Pot, so let's go. The legacy of the country's first Olympic champion living through the sport of sailing, folks. The 2018 Durwood Knowles Jr. National Sailing Regatta. All systems go for next week. Let's go to Sabrina Brown.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources announcing plans for the 3rd annual Sir Durwood Knowles Jr. National Regatta set for Grand Bahama April 6th and 7th on Taino Beach under the theme Never Give Up. Permanent Secretary Phaedra Ramming says the annual event is going to be grand.
This regatta will see more than 120 youth sailors compete in 4 classes: Opti, Sunfish, Laser, and E-Class. Sailing clubs from New Providence, Andros, Harbor Island, Abaco, and Exuma, and of course the host club, the Grand Bahama Sailing Club, will be competing.
Former Olympian and Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Works, Iram Lewis, says to have the National Junior Regatta come to Grand Bahama is a big deal for the island.
The whole idea is to ensure that the legacy of Sir Durwood does not die. It says never give up, and we want to advise these young sailors not to give up. The ultimate goal is one day to reach the Olympic podium with that gold medal around the neck and say, like to do it, I also did it.
Director of the Grand Bahama Sailing Club, Chris Payne, and Sailing Director Ross Darmody are excited that the national sailing event is coming to the island for the first time.
This is a very significant event for Grand Bahama Sailing. We have never had so many participants come here to compete at this level.
We have 25 sailors taking part from our program, a lot of which are under the age of 15 years old. So again, we've a very good base of sailors coming through.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Total Sports.
And Obama's National High School Championship Grand Bahama 2018 scores to pass on to you. C.I. Gibson defeated Jordan Princeville 51-30. Terrence Storr had a 16-point game. C.C. Sweeting over Talios 63-55. Cassius Turnquest had a 15-point game. Tabernacle defeated Egmont Rock 42-19. Regis Cooper's playing well, 15 points. St. George Jaguars outscoring Sac 49-38. And also Samuel Pinder and Paul Green both at 15 points. And Adele Rogers over Sunland 55-38. Dominic Bridgewater looking good, 20 points in that one. And Doris Johnson over Jack Haywood, 46-45. Rakeem Minnis with 10 points as well. In the Family Island side of things, Bimini Gateway Eagles, they defeated Central Luthra 66-36. Chester McPhee, 16 points in that one. Abaco Agape Eagles scoring Long Island 53-18. And Mr. Roberts had 12 points. Patrick Bethel out of Abaco defeating South Andrews 51-33. And Kivano Pinder had 11 points. And in the girls side of things, Doris Johnson over Agape 44-18. Jordan Princeville 32. Mount Carmel 13. Tabernacle getting by Sac 20-16. CV Bethel outscoring Egmont Rock 51-35. And the opening ceremony, which is held early this morning, folks, we're going to be giving that live at 8 o'clock tonight right here on the ZNS Television Network. That's sports. Kirk got to go to Pepper Pot. I'm Rick. I'm out.
Warm Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Grand Bahama, it's that time of year again for the 20th Annual Pelican Point Coconut Festival. Friday, March 30th kicks off with a Fish Fry and Cosmo Fest from 3 p.m. until. Then Monday, April 2nd from 11 a.m. until. It's a day of culture, coconuts, and fun. Enjoy lots of tasty coconut foods, drinks, games, and competitions such as Platinum Maple, coconut barking and eating contest, bottle sucking, and more. Enjoy entertainment by KB, Stilly, the Trouble Band, and a special appearance by Nehemiah Hill. And it will close on with a Junkanoo Rusher by the Classic Dancers. It's the 20th Annual Pelican Point Coconut Festival.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartender, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I'm on television. I don't have a TV in there.
We have Wi-Fi, though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade. Now you can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss, I just start now. I still got to pay?
Okay, it's a Friday. I got a treat for you.
Okay.
They just came in. These are the Carifta tickets, folks. We got them all here 3 days, a competition. Next week, starting on Monday, we have a trivia coming out.
Nice.
And we're going to have like, when did I compete in Carifta? What did I win in 70, whatever, and then in 80 and whatever. We got them. Carifta Games, baby. We're ready to go.
So stay tuned all of next week.
All of next week.
And our fun run walk is tomorrow, 6
We're ready. We're ready.
Look for number 50. I'll be like the fastest one going by.
I'm 49. I'm before her.
That's going to do for us here in the north. I'm Megan Shepherd. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the National Report, residents in East Grand Bahama voicing their concerns over the multi-billion-dollar Oban refinery project at a town meeting last evening.
4 women were charged with stealing $500,000. We'll have the details in tonight's newscast.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, find out why a student protest at UB attracted the presence of the police.
And we introduce you to our Student of the Week. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis. President of Oban Energy, Satpal Dana, speaking to a large crowd of residents in East Grand Bahama last evening about the multi-billion-dollar development poised for that area. Kimberly Mullings of our Northern Service in Freeport leads us off tonight.
President of Oban Energy is taking time to address a room overflowing with various members of the community. Satpal Dana opened the meeting by addressing the daunting question of what took Oban Energy so long to meet with residents and stakeholders on the island. He said that the wait was intentional. Oban did not want to openly discuss a project that wasn't tangible without having real commitments from the Bahamian government and other shareholders. He also made commitments of his own to Bahamians.
Every first consultation we have will start here in East Grand Bahama. So the information we release, the technical team, the discussions that we have around our environmental strategy, our engineering design will start here because this is the people it affects the most. So that's my first promise to you. The second one I'll make is my job to give you the opportunity with this project to assess it based on information and facts, and to be the first to apply for the jobs, to sign up to the training.
Those in attendance were given the opportunity to field questions and concerns to the president of Oban. East Grand Bahama native Pastor Cecil Kemp is fully supporting the Oban Energy's project and says it has been a long time coming for the settlement.
There are people who came here with an orchestrated effort to destroy and stop this. That can't happen. Let me give the people a strong message. With all respect to all who visited, let us deal with our affairs. What are we more concerned about to those who are concerned about the environment? What is more important, push down some trees or the lives of people?
Another East End native, Phil Thomas, shared a similar view.
Most of these people who should making noise in the market, they don't have no ties. He said they might retire here. They don't spend the money here. When it comes to the environment, that's how I make my living. I grew up on the water. I got a grandson. He loved to fish. We know what it is to die. Where I was talking with probe and lobster. I dive around, start away. I used to wait there. And you, in that harbor, I used to dive enough lobster to feed the whole compound.
Bahamas Initiative Manager with the Bahamas Bonefish and Tarpon Trust, Justin Lewis, was concerned about the environmental impact assessment.
Why was there a HESAB agreement signed prior to a proper EIA put in place? And within that HESAB agreement, you can only be fined by the government if something was to happen, $3.5 million. $3.5 million can't fix anything. just the boat fishing in itself contributes in excess of $141 million annually.
Dana says that Oban was informed that in order for an EIA to be conducted, they needed to consult with the Best Commission, an independent body that reviews and approves them.
The Best Commission were not permitted to meet with us or refused to meet with us until an EIA, until a heads of agreement was signed. So we followed a process that was dictated to us by the consultants that we have. And now we have had a site visit from the Best Commission, we have had our scoping meeting. But the key point is this project will not proceed until an EIA is done, the mitigations are put in place, and an independent body appointed by the government you've elected determine this is safe to proceed with and protects the environment in the best possible way.
Oban Energy's president, Dana, says fines will be levied against Oban if there is damage to the environment. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
With the start of the 2018 Atlantic hurricane season less than 3 months away, Bahamians are being encouraged to prepare early for any natural disaster. This year's hurricane season finds residents of the southern Bahamas still reeling from the impact of last year's Hurricane Matthew, namely residents of Regatta Island. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis updated Parliament on hurricane restoration in Regatta Island. He noted that the well-known Rocky Mountain Institute has completed techno-economic modeling for the Regatta Island electrical grid known as the Homer model. He maintains his government is committed to make Regatta Island a model for renewable energy.
Homer models are widely accepted as one of the most trusted and advanced methods for modeling the addition of renewable energy resources into existing microgrids. The proposed solar array and battery storage system will provide 95% of Regatta Island's electrical needs, with the existing diesel generators remaining functional for backup power when solar production falls short due to bad weather. The budget for the proposed system is $2 million US. Savings incurred from reduced fuel consumption and operating costs will be roughly $270,000 per year, achieving system payback in less than 6 years.
The Immigration Department has set up a complaints and corruption unit with a view to sniffing out irregular practices in the department. Immigration Minister the Honorable Brent Simonet revealed in Parliament this week that the new unit, to be possibly headed by a senior police officer, will be accompanied by an anonymous hotline. Minister Simonet made the comments as he addressed an aggressive push to eliminate backlogs that leave residency and other applications in limbo for extended periods of time.
Close to 275,000 files from one location to the other, made sure they're in the correct order, and make sure we have a proper registry, which I hope at the end of the day will end this continuous vexing problem that's happened, so as not to be political, for many years, that files cannot be found or are missing or whatever. So we hope to have that in order so that we can have a proper registry with access, a controlled access, and we move forward.
The Immigration Minister also noted that speedy repatriation exercises are also a part of the push. These are the statistics for the past year.
For the year 2017, some 5,468 people were repatriated. January 1st to December 31st, 5,468. Of the total figures, 4,393 were from Haiti, 353 from Jamaica, 283 from Cuba. Notice the region. 106 from Chile, 49 from Brazil, and the list goes on. So for January and February, 442 persons have been repatriated. Interestingly enough, 244 plus 127, so 340 something were Haitian nationals. And I'll lay that table.
Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, addressing the Baines and Grantstown advancement meeting last evening at the Mount Olive Baptist Church. The National Security Minister shared the Minnis administration's plans for improving the area through the Over the Hill Community Development Partnership, but he also underscored the necessary partnerships that are needed to tackle crime issues.
We're asking, what is the role of national security? What is the role of education? What is the role of finance? You know, because if a part of the solution is not how you're going to develop programs to lift our young people out of poverty and to find meaningful ways whereby they can seek employment, if that's not part of your crime fighting initiative, then you will inevitably fail.
While Minister Dames fielded several questions, resident Canron Bullard said he's always prepared to work with the police, but they need help as well. Minister Dames said in the future, community centers will be one way to build better partnerships with the community. He referenced the Citizen Security Program.
We're building this mechanism, we're establishing community centers that are useful and constructive. All right, that will cause to take place in many of these communities a new sense of belongingness, a new sense of pride that will bring into these communities an organized structure whereby young people on the streets can be developed, they can be developed and given skills to become more marketable.
The Bahamas Energy Security Forum opened today as private sector businesses focused on renewable energy to establish closer ties with the government and sell Bahamians on its benefits to the environment and their bottom lines. Keishla Adderley reports.
This is the first electric delivery van in the Bahamas. No gas, no emissions, and headed in the direction the renewable energy industry wants to drive the Bahamas. Attendees of the Energy Forum, organized by the Chamber of Commerce, note that high electricity generation costs have hit us where it's hurt for too long.
Many businesses have closed down, and few foreign investors want to come to the Bahamas, as not only is our energy cost high and inconsistent, our labor is high and inconsistent. It's like a bad marriage, waiting in hopes that something will change, hoping things will get better, hoping that during the wait the marriage doesn't end. But as in a marriage, we, the private sector, have the ability to create the change needed without the other partner's participation. Ideally, both parties should participate, but we know that often this nudge in the right direction can cause the other partner to see the benefits of the change and join in saving the marriage.
Environment Minister the Honorable Romuald Ferreira believes it's a marriage made in heaven, making note of steps already being taken to reconcile the two.
The government of the Bahamas has already taken strides to incorporate renewable energy technologies in our energy sector, while simultaneously addressing its current operation design and strengthening public utilities throughout our islands. In his mid-budget address this past Tuesday, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, announced efforts to incorporate solar power generation into the Ragged Island electricity grid. Just after the hurricane, the Prime Minister made a pledge to make Ragged Island the first ever green smart island in the Bahamas. To date, a techno-economic modeling for the island's electricity grid has been conducted with a proposed solar array and battery installation system.
The government has already facilitated car charging stations like this one and is working to stabilize energy costs and diversify the job market in the green industry, hoping to change the game.
Based on the energy profile of 2009, IRENA rated energy and self-sufficiency of the Bahamas energy sector at 1%, but provided recommendations for renewable energy sources such as solar, biomass, and wind. Echoed in the 2016 National Development Plan, this government remains very committed to meeting the Sustainable Development Goal Target 7.1, which is focused on providing the provisions for affordable, reliable, and modern energy service.
The deficits of traditional energy are most evident post-hurricane, but the organization notes that in any weather, renewable energy can stand up against traditional sources. Revamping the environmental courts is among other government initiatives, but this group feels the evidence is clear on which source can drive us to where we need to be.
We can reduce costs up to 60% with minimal costs, and of course 100% if we go off the grid completely with no reliance on the other partner. It's a win-win.
Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Bahamas Striping lays out some finishing touches on the Sydney Poitiers Bridge. The details coming up.
And tonight we continue our Carifta trivia, giving away tickets for the fun-filled games. Tonight's question, which year did the Bahamas first host Carifta? Now, to provide the answer, please visit our Facebook page at ZNS News, the official page. You want to get there first. Stay tuned, though. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Leaded, designed for extra miles.
Want to pay less? Or want to save more? Do both. Just bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. With a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank, you'll enjoy one easy monthly payment, plus the chance to win $5,000. So move your loans from other banks to Commonwealth Bank and get ready to pay less and save more.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day, the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
Have you heard about RIA? It's one of Cash and Go's new ways to transfer money. RIA allows you to send money for cash pickup or direct to a bank account. Send money, pay bills, pay insurance, purchase airline tickets, make Visa payments. Love Cash and Go. Ask us about RIA Money Transfer today. For more information, call 322-CASH or visit simplycashandgo.com.
Looking for some wines or just having a real good time? Jimmy's Liquor Store is the best. Come put us to the test. It's Jimmy's. When you listen to your Bahamian lyrics, it's Jimmy's. And you feel for your favorite spirits, it's Jimmy's. When you're showing you got your Bahamian flair, it's Jimmy's. When you want that truly Bahamian beer, it's Jimmy's.
If you're at Jimmy's on Shirley Street, ask for Bahamian Gal Jackie. Carmichael Road, please see Reggie. Queens Highway, Freeport, see Bunker, that's Clayton, or ask for Mistress Key.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance agents and brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today. Or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
4 women accused of stealing on the job ends up behind bars. DeAndre Williamson was in court for the arraignment.
4 women, 27-year-old Shalicia Bannister of Cottonwood Street, 23-year-old Bradleisha Bullard of Washington Street, 59-year-old Alice Murphy of Nassau Village, and 27-year-old Anthony Bolek of St. Vincent Road were all charged in the magistrate's court for stealing by reason of employment. The women are accused of stealing more than $500,000 from battery and tire specialists on Arundel Street. Police say the women, who were all cashiers at the company, made false entry into the company's software system over a 2-year period. They pleaded not guilty to the charges and were not granted bail. Bolek and Murphy were also charged with conspiracy to commit stealing by reason of employment and pleaded not guilty to the charge. The 4 women also face a string of other charges, which includes falsification of accounts and laundering the proceeds of criminal conduct. Bannister, who faced 37 charges, was charged with receiving. She pleaded not guilty to this charge. The women were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. They are expected to return to court on June 7th for trial. For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
For some, it might be a small issue, but for the spring 2018 graduates of the University of the Bahamas, the matter of their attire is a bit of a thorny subject that sparked protest on the campus yesterday. Jiminy DeSwain was there for all the action.
It started off as a small protest with a handful of University of the Bahamas students stationed just outside the entrance to the Oaksfield campus on University Drive Thursday. Some students toting placards which read, "I want representation and expression," and "Who stole my stole?" The concerns all stemming from adornments for graduation. UB student Natino Thompson explained.
This semester, he decided in a council meeting that they would ban the wearing of stoles and the creative designing of graduation caps, which we pay for, right? And he's saying that they want to enact a policy. There is no policy in place, but he wants to enact a policy from 2018 thereon, where every graduating class will just wear a black stole, and I guess they're regular black caps.
Minutes into that interview, 2 police cars pulled up, a third quickly followed, and officers swiftly approached the students. One officer declined to comment on camera. However, off camera, he explained police simply wanted the students to take their demonstration off the street and onto the campus. Also joining in on the protest was Senior Class Council President Nelson Strawn.
We want to be able to represent our different organizations and wear our stoles. And we also would just like some sort of expression when we're graduating. You know, we want to feel that we're great. In fact, the theme of our graduation ceremony is forward together in pursuit of greatness. We want to feel great. Why it is that the faculty won't allow us to feel great.
Student Government Association President Stuart Hanna says such a strong police presence was unnecessary.
Well, the officers currently are armed with quite serious weaponry, and this is an educational environment. I don't think that they should ever bring weapons to an event like this. We're just basically protesting for something that we believe in. We're students, and I think it sends a wrong message that this has become something violent or something more than it really is.
Eventually, the group began to disperse. Subsequently, the university issued a statement declaring decoration of motorboards worn during the graduation ceremony as strictly prohibited. The institution also advised that stoles are not approved graduation regalia and will also not be permitted. According to UB, each piece of academic apparel has its own distinct meaning and significance. In addition to caps, gowns, and hoods, the university says academic cords or items that are specifically awarded as a result of academic accomplishments are the only additional apparel that graduates are permitted to wear at commencement. Jiminy DeSwain, ZNS Network News.
Members of the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union will vote for new leadership this May, and current Secretary General Darren Woods is running for president. He and his team, Phoenix, launched their election bid at Workers' House on the Tony Williams-Darling Highway last evening. Woods explains why he wants to run the country's largest union.
I've been asked to assume the leadership of this team going forward, and I've considered it, I prayed about it, and I think the time is now, because there's a lot that we have to do. We've embarked on a great journey ahead, and there's some things that were not completed that we started and tried to do, and we're definitely going to put them on the front burner to get those things out of the way as quickly as possible.
Woods has been a part of the hotel union since 2001 when he started as an organizer, and now he feels his team is best positioned to lead the organization at this time.
For Team Phoenix, we're looking at what we call the peace approach. We're going to be looking for protection, empowerment, advancement, and service. All that in a nutshell means that we are now going to be focusing on the direct needs of our membership, because originally we came in with the idea or with the plan of restoration. We tried to restore the union. There's a lot of things that went on with the union as it relates to the existence of the union, where it was challenged. And now that those things are behind us, we can now focus on improving benefits, improving the service that we offer.
Fisheries officers throughout the country were in the capital this week to participate in a special orientation and workshop organized by the Department of Marine Resources. The four-day conclave was designed to update veteran officers of new approaches in managing marine resources and introduce new officers to what is expected by the department and the public it serves. Acting Director of Marine Resources Edison Delaveau says the timing of the workshop is critical as the department looks toward the future.
It's basically to educate them into fisheries management. Again, it's more than just going out and catching fish. Again, we have as a motto in sustainable development of the sector, so sustainable development of fisheries for the benefit of the Bahamian people. And the sole purpose, like I said, is basically to ensure that they have the knowledge so that they can better serve their various islands in terms of fisheries development and the like.
And with the recent arrest and conviction of persons for illegal poaching and harvesting of endangered species, Acting Director Delaveau says the workshop will arm officers with the knowledge they need to protect our marine resources.
Sustainable fisheries is the thing. We're talking about food security. And if fisheries is to continue to play a meaningful part in terms of the national picture when it comes to food security, then we must have sustainable fisheries. And that calls upon these officers, when properly trained, to do what the Fisheries Act and the fisheries regulations call for them to do. Again, they do have arresting powers. They do have detention powers. What that means is that if you are in violation of any law, they have the power to arrest you.
The hundreds of motorists who frequent the Sydney-Poitiers Bridge will soon see that it's getting a facelift. Bahamas Striping Company will add new stripes. That thoroughfare managing director of the organization, Alan Albury, says the company is very grateful for the opportunity to conduct this project.
Today is really a symbolic day for us as a company. We're actually thermal striping the bridge, the Paradise Island Bridge, and what's exciting for us is the fact that, years ago when this bridge was initially striped, a foreign company was brought in to carry out the work, and we're really excited that today the Bahamas Striping Group of Company has been given an opportunity by the Bridge Authority and to come out. We have an all-Bahamian crew here, and it symbolizes what is possible in our country when Bahamians are given opportunity.
Acting General Manager of the Bridge Authority, Tony Smith, says Bahamas Striping's reputation is what led them to selecting the company to carry out this project.
Bahamas Striping has garnered a reputation in the last few years for doing high-quality work, and given the nature of this project, we wanted a company that was Bahamian, had solid Bahamian roots, and they have certainly demonstrated that they have that, and they also have the wherewithal to deliver on this kind of project, and we thought it would be a good idea to select them for this exercise.
portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
I'm Belinda Payne, and this is your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Wrap. The local market gained momentum this week as investors traded 119,591 shares, up from last week's volume of 53,526 shares. The star performer for the week was First Caribbean, trading 1,000 shares to close up 1.15% to $8.80 per share. The other advances were Finco, up 0.31% to close at $6.43 per share, and Commonwealth Brewery, up for the week 0.2% to close at $10.07 per share. The lead decliner for the week was Commonwealth Bank, trading 72,250 shares to close down 10.79% to $4.05 per share. And Cable Bahamas also declined this week by 0.55% to $3.60 per share. Here's your wealth tip for the week. Wealth creation is an important goal for most, yet for many it seems unattainable, and only something that people earning significant incomes will ever achieve. However, it is not impossible, whatever your income level. Here are a few tips to help you. 1. The sooner you start, the better. No one but you is going to look after you in your older years. The sooner you start saving, no matter how small the amount, the better your retirement years will be. 2. Create a financial plan. Have a financial advisor that asks the right questions and monitors and reviews your portfolio and provides updates on a regular basis. 3. Prepare your children for the future. Encourage your children to start saving and engaging with an advisor as early as possible to ensure that they are being educated and can start creating their own wealth. I'm Belinda Payne, and this has been your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Recap.
I've been playing football since I was a kid, and my dream has always been to see the world's best players in real life. I'd stand together with thousands, and I'd cheer.
You can win an all-expense-paid trip for two to the 2018 FIFA World Cup, courtesy of Visa. Just use your Scotiabank Visa card for anything. The more you use your card, the more chances you get. So cheer from Russia with Scotiabank and Visa. Conditions apply.
I worked hard to do well in high school.
Now that I am graduating,
What am I going to do next?
what am I going to do this summer?
I'm going to the University of the Bahamas Summer Bridging Program.
You don't need PGCSE results to sit the entrance exam.
Available for 16 to 24-year-olds residing in New Providence, Grand Bahama, and throughout the Family Islands.
Are you motivated to attend university?
The best part for me though, on successful completion of the Summer Bridging Program, you can be guaranteed direct entry into the University of the Bahamas.
Well, as an Alive customer, I've really come to enjoy the national roaming that Alive provides. It makes sure that I'm in touch with the people I need to be in touch with at all times, almost no matter where I am in the Bahamas. Recently, while traveling on a youth trip, I had the opportunity to use my Alive phone. Service was great, impeccable. The place where I was at didn't have internet access, so I was able to use my Alive phone for that to make sure I stayed in touch with email. Even watching a movie on the phone. I also like that Alive has become such a great corporate citizen. After the hurricane, Alive was very generous with persons from the Southern Islands who were impacted. And at a time when it was really difficult for them, came through with phones for them that they can stay in touch with their loved ones. Phones that when they go back home, they can continue to be in touch with their loved ones because Alive has their islands covered.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Under the theme, Be Steadfast and Unmovable, the Church of God Bahamas is holding its 97th annual convocation at the Church of God Auditorium on Joe Farrington Road this week. The event began this past Sunday and will end Saturday with the 11th Annual Vision Awards. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis greeted the delegates during last night's session for the first time as Prime Minister. He referenced that the Church of God's last convention was held right before last year's general elections in May. He commended officials of the Church of God Bahamas for maintaining a rich legacy of faith.
Your doctrinal commitments and core beliefs, such as repentance, justification, regeneration, new birth, and others, are well documented. I am of the view that once given spiritual tools, our young people will survive the fiery darts of the wicked. But prepare them now to be steadfast and unmovable. I am focusing on the youth and the parents and guardians of our youths, and this must be the key to our great future. We must provide these spiritual nutrients to our youth to be strong. I pause at this point to reassure you of my government's commitment to do all we can for as many as we can.
Delivering the sermon was Reverend April Miller of New Vision Church of God in the Bluff, Eleuthera. Speaking from 1 Corinthians chapter 15, she says she believes the Corinthian church comprised of women who were able to handle complex issues. It was on that premise that she noted that she is concerned about the many individuals who are plagued with life issues and encouraged delegates to keep the faith.
We find ourselves getting involved in concerns about personalities and popularity rather than the preparation of the coming of the Lord. We find ourselves watching rather than worshiping. We find ourselves being jealous over one another's gifts and one another's talents and one another's opportunities. We find ourselves jealous of our positions, jealous of our assignments, jealous of our staff. There's too much jealousy in the house of the Lord.
Tonight we introduce you to a male student who plans to put his male students on top of the world through mentorship and by becoming one of the greatest engineers this country has ever seen after completing his studies at a university of his choice. He is this week's Student of the Week.
I assist teachers and whatever they need, and I help around the school.
He may be a bit bashful, but for Alair Cunningham, becoming a prefect at the Nassau Christian Academy has been quite instrumental in molding him into the go-getter he is today. The 11th grader, who boasts a 3.4 grade point average, says he assumed the role a year ago and is proud to be a role model for his peers at NCA.
I guess as a prefect, you need to let your light shine for others, and you need to be an example for your fellow students, especially the younger ones, so they could see, they could have something to look up to as they grow, go through NCA.
We also got the opportunity to visit the Technical Cadet Corps program at the R.M. Bailey Senior High School, where Alair spends most of his afternoons. Like the Cadet Corps and his prefect duties, Alair says he also has a strong passion for his church's music ministry.
I saw a friend of mine, actually. He became a self-taught musician, so I said if he could do it, well, I could do it too. And I guess after I'm trying to teach myself a few instruments. I'm a sound technician at my church, and I work with a few other pretty amazing people. And just, being able to serve the Lord and do something fun is, at the same time, is just a gift, a blessing.
The future aeronautical engineer says he's a bit slow in English literature, but is strong in math and the sciences, and plans to study harder, read more, and apply what he has learned in class to improve his grades. Alir, who is currently preparing to sit the BGCSE national examinations, says he is excited to be recognized for his academic achievements and offered these strong words of advice to his peers.
Keep God first in whatever you do, and don't let anybody or anything distract you from your true goals. And once you have your goals set, you could just do whatever you need to do.
And guess what, Gally Amanda Beckles, you are the winner of tonight's Carifta Trivia answer, which was 1976. Thanks to everyone who participated in our Carifta Trivia. Don't go anywhere. Family Island weather and sports are up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Where can you find amazing selections of tiles from around the world? Exquisite medallions, pool mosaics, all colorful, bright and bold. They got granite countertop for the kitchen, elegant vanity zincs for the bathroom, tile care and ruby too. Everything you need and more at the Tile King. The Tile King, located 69 Wolf Road. For more information, call 326-TILE or 326-5464.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
Easter egg hunts are a fun and surprise-filled tradition, just like shopping for specials at your favorite Super Value or Quality Supermarkets location. Rainbow corned beef 12-ounce can, $1.89. Boneless chicken breast, $1.99 per pound. Par Excellence parboiled rice 5-pound bag, $2.89. Vitamalt tonics case price, $23.76. 12-ounce bottle, 99 cents. Sweet cantaloupes, $1.79 each. Carolina Pride ham, 10-ounce size, $2.99. A safe and happy Easter to all from Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Clean clothes for the family, uniforms for the baby, suit for mommy and daddy. We watch the Super clean the Super. If you wanna look fly and you wanna look clean, if you wanna look fresh, better than all the rest. Bring on your church clothes and all your work clothes. Bring on your children clothes. Super Wash.
It's time now for a check on temperatures around our Family Islands. Forecaster Greg Thompson joins us live in studio with the latest. Good evening, Greg.
Hello, Donna. Good evening, everybody. Of course, our Family Island temperatures being brought to you tonight by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. It's 70 degrees in Freeport. That's cool. 76 in Green Turtle Key, Abaco, as well as in Alistown, Bimini, Bullocks Harbor, and in Fresh Creek. 77 across in Harbor Island. Into the central Bahamas, temperatures in the mid-70s. There were 76s in Kemp Space, Daniel Key, Rock Sound, Arthurstown, Cat Island, and in Rum Key. 75s in Coburn Town and Georgetown. And further south, temperatures also in the mid-70s. There were 76s. Most locations, exception being Spring Point, Acklands, Matthewtown, Inagua, and neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands, you guys are currently at 75. Boating forecast tonight being brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Child King, and the Pain Center. For the Northwest Bahamas and Central Bahamas, those winds are coming down. They were up at 15 to 20 knots earlier today, but they are down to 15 knots forecasted through the rest of the evening. Seas 3 to 5 feet. Your high tide will be at 42 minutes past midnight. For tomorrow, we're looking, well, actually for tonight, in the Southeast Bahamas, northwest to north winds, 15 to 20 knots. Caution flag still posted for you guys down there. Seas running 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. Then come tomorrow, north to northeast winds, those winds rotating across the northwest Bahamas. 15 knots, seas 3 to 5, but those winds will be falling off later in the day, 10 to 15 knots, and the seas will be subsiding. Your low tide will be at 7:12 in the morning, high tide taking place at 1:06 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, that caution flag will continue down there. Northeasterly winds 15 to 20 knots, seas will be running 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. Then come Sunday, for the northwest and central islands, those winds rotating even further. Just ahead of a front that's going to be getting in here sometime on late Monday into Tuesday. Southeast southerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Your low tide will be at 8:20 in the morning, high tide taking place at 2:15 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas, northeast to east flow, still at 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet over the open waters. And then come Monday, those winds will fall off even more, becoming east to southeast, 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will be at 9:27 in the morning, your high tide taking place at 3:24 in the afternoon. That's a check in your boating forecast. It's time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast tonight is being brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Early morning on the run, grab my bike, jump in my car, head for Western Air. On this crowd fest over there, they say it's bigger and better, sweeter and harder, lively and merrier, celebrating having fun.
That's a look at your travel forecast being brought to you tonight by Royal Star Assurance. A look at your complete forecast is still to come.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Menopause is when a woman's menstrual periods permanently end. It happens because as a woman ages, her ovaries makes less of the female hormones estrogen and progesterone. These are the hormones that regulate your menstrual cycle. The timing of actual menopause is different for each woman, but it's normal for menopause to occur anytime from age 40 to age 59. Menopause is a gradual process that can take a number of years. Some women just stop having periods. Most women experience some symptoms such as the following: a change in your menstrual cycle, hot flashes, the most common symptom, vaginal dryness, urinary tract problems, headaches, night sweats, trouble sleeping, and tiredness are other symptoms. Weight gain. Many women experience emotional symptoms during menopause. These symptoms may include sadness, anxiety, and mood swings. Menopause is a gradual process that can take several years. You're not really through menopause until you haven't had periods for 12 months. If you are experiencing any symptoms of menopause, seek relief and speak with your doctor about the treatment options. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Flow Carifta Games Bahamas 2018, featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junkanoo. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin, drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The Flow Carifta Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
Hey, this is Bodine, host of Fabulous Living, Bahamian Style, and there aren't very many things in life that give as much fulfillment and joy as traveling throughout the Bahamas. See, I've been traveling all over our archipelago, and I've seen some of the most iconic views known to mankind. I've tasted some of the most delicious foods in some of the most unique spots, and best of all, I've had a chance to connect with people from all corners of our nation. And it's not only me, it's me and the entire Fabulous Living Bahamian Style crew made up of photographers, filmmakers, bloggers, and so many more, just looking to tell the story of our Bahamas here on ZNS TV, YouTube, and Facebook. What I want you to do is just enjoy the journey with us, and we'll cover all the must-see, must-do things around the Bahamas, share some really good cooking, and experience some of the most gorgeous homes in the world, all right here, Bahamian style. I know you're going to enjoy this ride.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your TGIF Look at Sports. The weekend is here, and yes, the Carifta Track and Field Championships are just 1 week away. The festivities will get started with a banquet next week, Thursday.
It's a black tie affair. Tickets at $150. We still have some tickets we can sell. We're trying to find some clubs who's going to buy into tables, ads, especially with the Carifta team being named now. We're looking for them to take out some ads congratulating their athletes and Team Bahamas. But the ball is going to be on the 29th, which is a Thursday. And of course, we know it's being held in honor of the late Dr. Bernard J. Nottage. The Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band is going to be the main entertainment. We're going to have in attendance Lord Sebastian Coe from the IAAF, along with Victor Lopez from NACAC, and the Prime Minister is going to be bringing remarks, as well as the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture.
Friday is the opening ceremony. Then come that Saturday, competition will begin. Megan Moss, the defending under-17 girls 40-meter champion, Letitia Miller, Tanisha Floyd, and Chima Johnson, they are all ready to rumble.
Hopefully, I would like to run 53.36 or faster to break Shawnee Miller's record in the 400 meters. And for the 200 meters, I'd like to dip under 24 seconds.
My expectation is 2:08. That's what I'm training towards. But the competition, I know the competition will be strong. Jamaica is coming with a strong team, so I'm just going out there to win a gold for my country.
It was a great opportunity and accomplishment for me making the team. I've been training very hard to make this team.
I feel as if I deserve to win because the practice, all the hard time, determination I put in, I feel as if I deserve to win this year.
Bernard Rowe will have the distinction of being the first-time coach, and he's up to the task.
This is my fourth Carifta team, first as head coach, but it is difficult, and once you familiar with what it is you have to do and what you have to be on top of, it's manageable. It's a big team. It's an 80-member team, and it's become difficult because you have a number of variables. You have athletes with different excitement, with different dedication, with different goals, and all of that has to be managed. Some athletes are more serious than others. A couple of them would be a little distraction, but we have to manage all of that and keep them focused.
As for the makeup of this year's 80-member team?
I've seen a group of excited athletes. They are ready to go. They've trained, they've prepared from September. Now they're ready to compete and do our country proud. The area that we need to pay attention, I think, would be our relay teams, our 4x1s, simply because they are a group of athletes from different places, different islands, and we have to find a way to bring them together and make them one cohesive unit as if they've been doing this together for months. Going into these games, I'm excited about the off-field athletes, the jumpers, the throwers. They would do well again. The coaches have been doing an excellent job with those athletes, and they will continue to do well. We expect great results from them.
Let's now go to bowling, where the Bahamas Bowling Federation getting set to send various teams to some major international competition. And Clayton Gardner says all hands are on deck.
Practices have been going very well, so it's not just league. No, you got to come out to practice and you got to perform, and certainly that's what it's all about. Because obviously, as well as I do that the more you practice, the more work you put in, the better the results will be, and that's what we're looking for: good, solid results for this first team that's going to the Dominican Republic, and then later on in the year.
And speaking about national teams, former tennis player and coach Sean Cartwright is also the father of top female player Kerry Cartwright, hoping that the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association swings in the way players are selected for these squads.
She tried to play Fed Cup right now for the last several years. Like last year, she would have played Fed Cup, but apparently the rules and regulations of how they deal with Fed Cup to me is ridiculous. I mean, they've asked her to come back and play some trials in December. The event isn't until June or July, and you don't know even if someone does well in that, you don't know who's active and what happened, what they did between then and June to even represent in Fed Cup. But you can see that Kerry's on the pro circuit doing well, but she came back just now and played the trials and everything, and it was, she won the finals, love and won. And it's just ridiculous on how things are dealt with right here. It's be better for the country to send your best players. It's just the way it was in my days in Davis Cup from the 90s going straight through. Roger and Mark had a world ranking, so those two were automatically straight on the Davis Cup team. But John Farrington and myself, every single tie, not every year, every tie we played against different countries, we had trials. And so different people from all over the country, even young kids coming up in college who were on the pro circuit, would come off and play trials against John and I for years, But John and I just stayed here and we trained very hard, and none of them can ever defeat us for it.
And Powerlifting hoping to get their glory days back. And to do that, much work will need to be done, says President Bob Brown.
The World Championships should be in November, and we are trying to get the Federation back on the road again. And we look to host our first Powerlifting Championship around August, so we could get ready for the World Championships. We have been down a bit, but we are starting to now escalate a little bit higher to get this federation back on the road again. Presently, we are in the schools. We have about 20 young and up-and-coming powerlifters and weightlifters that are coming up. So we're trying to get them going right now.
And that's going to do it for your Sports Friday look. I'm Charles Fisher. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and have yourself a great evening.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Thomas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
Spring cleaning can seem impossible, but with these products, it's a no-brainer. Buy Swiffer, Mr. Clean, Gain Dish, or Febreze and enter for a chance to win great prizes, like up to $3,500 cash.
Time now for weather.
Well, in our final check at weather, we take a look at satellite picture. Of course, the frontal boundary now still lingering across the southeast Bahamas. Not much clouds associated with it. Maybe an isolated sprinkle or two showers will occur later on this evening. But the high pressure that is dominating our weather is going to continue to dominate our weather through the remainder of the weekend. Beautiful conditions outside. The winds are going to fall off. They will remain at cautionary levels across the southeast Bahamas for at least another 24 to 36 hours. But eventually the winds will be falling off. And that high will eventually slide out towards the east, paving the way for another frontal boundary to get near sometime early next week. Forecast for tonight calls for mainly clear skies. Temperatures will get into the low 60s, 62 expected in the capital. Tomorrow we're looking at mostly sunny. It's going to be nice. Temperatures will rise into the upper 70s to near the 80-degree mark. And of course, those winds rotating, becoming more east-northeast for the next couple of days. Those temperatures will start to climb back into the 80s starting Sunday. And then, as I mentioned, another frontal boundary expected sometime on Monday into Tuesday. Temperatures will take a slight dip, but not too much. And those nighttime temperatures will be comfortable.
Thank you so much, Greg. And with that, we end the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.